whole nother topic, right? Let me just let me just put this up here. Oh, hold up. Okay. So I'm back. I'm trying to get these out because I barely be on here like that because I'm trying to get healthy again, guys. I'm trying to get healthy. So I'm barely online, man. Hold on, cause I gotta turn this off. Sorry, guys. I have to turn that off to plug in my charger because I do not want it to. Okay, hold up. There we go. All right. So we're not gonna have much light in this one, but I wanted to touch base, right? Because I'm a walking testimony. Y'all know, I know y'all don't know the history behind the whole mass, this thing, this crap. But I do want to share something. I do want to share something, right? So let's tap into it. Um, the day I met an Earth Angel, I what I have, right? Let's just discuss it. Is not a secret. I have sarcoidosis, and this is the same thing that Bernie Mac was suffering from. It attacks your organ, it attacks your lungs, your heart, your liver, your lymph nodes. It is no cure to it, so they just put a band-aid on it and try to keep you comfy. Uh, I didn't know. I was at work one day and I got sick. I found myself going up the steps. I was getting out of breath. I mean, out of breath where I was like I could not fucking breathe. Like it was so painful. I make it home. I uh, I run straight to the bathroom. I grab the little fan because I had to pee so bad. I run to the bathroom. I grab the little fan. I'm sitting on the toilet and I am trying to catch my breath. It was feeling like someone was literally stepping on my chest, like a Mack truck, like somebody has sat a Mack truck on my chest. So I'm like trying to catch my breath, and my kids are like, "Please, mommy, just go to the hospital." So I ended up going to the hospital. I ended up being in the hospital for a week. I ended up having to get extensive testing, I had to get surgery. I had to get a biopsy to deem out cancer because they thought I had cancer in both of my lungs. I mean, it was tumultuous. It was terrible. It was the worst experience of my life. You hear me? And during this time, because I've moved away, I'm in a town, in a city where I don't have much support. It's just me and my two children, right? And I'm like, oh my God, this is the most that I ever felt alone because I did not have that family dynamic where I could call one of my kids like, hey, I'm at the hospital, come see me. Or, hey, auntie, uncle, grandma, whoever. I did not have that, didn't have access to that because I'm so far away. I'm hours away, you know. So at this time, I'm like going through it in my head. I'm like so sad. I'm just like, oh my God, this is something I had to do alone. And I'm praying and I'm sitting on this bed, right? And I'm praying because I never lose faith. A lot of times people are like, oh, she's spiritual, she's the devil. Listen, it's two to every scenario. Whether you Jew, whether you're Christian, whether you're, spiritual, whatever the case is, right? It's always two. So if Christians believe that there is Satan and God, then why cannot spiritual people have both to deem, to pick from, right? So I participate in the good art. I am a good angel. I am a good person. I'm a good witch. I do not consider myself, I do not dibble in the dark. I am a healer. Okay? Do not misunderstand me or ever get that confused. Ever. Okay? And so now that we have that out the way, because people like to judge and they don't have a clue of who you are. So I want to stand in front of you and my authentic self and allow you to understand who I am as a person. So I'm on this bed and I'm praying to God and I'm saying to myself, I said, God, you brought me here. I'm glad I was able to, figure out what was going on with me. I'm here. I'm breathing. I'm alive, right? Hi, Joey. I'm here. I'm breathing. I'm alive. I said, help me get through this surgery, healthy, that I make it out on the other side because I have friends and family that need me. Hello, Andre. I have friends. I have family. Hello. I have friends that I have family that need me and they need me to make it out of this, right? And I'm in tears. I got tears coming down my face. And I go through the surgery. I'm extremely nervous, never been through this. And they take me back to the recovery room. I was not feeling like myself. Hello, hello. I was not feeling like myself at all. Like that person I went in strong. I felt like I was strong. I felt like I was, me against the world type strong. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And at that time, I felt so weak and like I felt like I stood by myself, right? So I get through this. Now, the whole time, I know I'm not by myself because I believe in a higher power, right? Whole time, I'm just in my head with it. That's it. It's just I'm in my head. So thank you, Joey. See, so like, um, so again, sarcoidosis is hereditary. Because I was a foster kid, right? I didn't know my family history. That's the thing, right? That kind of threw me off. I'm thinking it was because, growing up and I smoked a little weed every now and again, or I smoked cigarettes my entire life. Had nothing to do with that. If people tell you that has something to do, it has nothing to do with smoking, has nothing to do with none of that. It's just hereditary, right? So it was passed down to me from my mother's side. My father also, like his side also has some type of autoimmune disease or disorder, but it initially came from my mother's side. So I wouldn't have knew that. So I kind of caught it at the end. Because a lot of people in the beginning, some people don't have symptoms. Some people do get symptoms and they go away. Some people they'll get the minute symptoms, they'll get through it and be cool. But I caught it at that very, I don't know, I just caught it when I had to be put on oxygen basically. Because I'm so tough, right? I'm so stubborn. I like to say tough, but I'm stubborn a lot of times. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the hospital. I think it's because I seen people go in the hospital and never make it out. So I'd be like terrified. Like every time you go there, you never coming home type of thing. So I was so scared to go to the hospital. So, boom, I come out of surgery, they put me in recovery, I go back to my room. I'm in this hospital for a week because they want to make sure they're crossing all their T's, they're dotting all their I's. They are just not willing to let me leave because they don't understand what is going on with me. I've lost over 40 pounds in a few days. You know what I mean? Like the coughing is just so dry and I'm like coughing up blood and mucus and this when you get these balls and they come off your lungs, right? It's like some of them may be clear or blood filled, some may be mucousy or are like cloudy, like white, like the best way I could see is like cloudy, like little clouds or something. So you're spitting up this foam but all of this stuff is coming from your lungs, from the infection from your lungs. So that's what was happening with me. So they put me on medicine to keep the infection down out of my lungs, to keep me from catching pneumonia, because this is what Bernie Mac died from, because he couldn't control the ammonia in his lungs, as well as steroids. So this is why you see me like blowing up and I'm like swollen. I retain a lot of fluid, and I also, because of the steroids, is like, man, listen, my arms is like a bodybuilder's arms. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. So I've gained a lot of weight. So I've put myself on a diet to where I can chime down on that weight. So let's get into it, right? So at this point, I'm feeling so sorry for myself. This is a new journey for me. I actually slip into this state of depression because it's not new to me, and I'm like, where do I go from here? I just started I had been in my job for a year. I was working for the state, as well as an adoption coalition. So I work in 2 jobs. So I'm like, where do I go from here? Like I'm gonna lose everything. Like this is crazy. Not even thinking about my health at the time. Like, I'm just worried about what I'm going to lose because I've been in this hospital a week and, you got to do certain paperwork for PTO and everything is going through my head. I feel like I'm dropping the ball on everything because I done got sick. What was me, right? So I slip into this deep depression. And I'm the type of person, I try to see the good and the blessing in every situation. No matter what it is, right? I try to see the good in every situation. I swear I do. So they're like, someone said to me the other day, how are you still smiling? And you're still so bright and just have so much energy and just so lovable and you're going through this. I said, why not? I said, what am I sitting and be sad? I'm going to be upset? What is that doing for me? What is me being angry and upset and what is that doing for me? I can still smile. I'm okay. I'm here. I'm here to tell you this story. So I'm not sad. And because God didn't want me to be that way, like, you know. So, I go through the whole thing, whatever. I come home. Things are not the same. The things that I could do, it'll probably took me an hour to get dressed. It takes me 2 hours now to get dressed. It'll probably took me 5 minutes to take my shirt off. It takes me 30 minutes to get my clothes off. You know what I mean? It's that type of thing. I can't go in my kitchen because my stove is gas. I could blow up the whole damn house. So that's another thing. I have to depend on people to do things for me that I've always done for myself. That's a problem for me because I am so prideful when it comes to certain things that I don't allow people to do things for me. That is not a thing for me. Because people will do stuff for you and then talk about you later. And didn't want that. So I'm like, who am I going to have come in here, cook for me, clean for me, make sure that I'm good. Because then I had nurses coming after I got in the hospital. They were coming to help me, like, just rehabilitate, make sure that I could walk still, make sure that I was able to just do the normal things that I was, and they were shocked. They were like, whoa, you're able to do, yeah. I said, because this is not it. I'm not claiming this. I'm not claiming it. See, one thing I do know about my life, right? I do know that God put me here to be a healer, right? And a lot of times he'll put a lot of things on me that he know I can heal from so that I'll be able to tell this story. I'll be able to come forth and tell you and give you a testimony of what that looks like, that God does exist, right? That's why I say, like, no matter the messenger, everybody in the Bible was flawed. If you pay attention, all those messengers were flawed. They were regular people going through regular stuff, and God used them as a source to speak to his people. So, good morning, good morning, good morning, hello. He used them as a source to speak to his people. So I got home and I'm trying to go through normal life things. I'm gaining weight, so that makes it even more. I'm all for this BBW thing. I'm a big supporter because that's just what I stand on business. You couldn't tell me I wasn't the sexiest thing walking around fluffy. You heard me. And you still can't tell me that. But I'm still sick at the end of the day, right? So I'm gaining weight. I'm just like, oh, man. But I'm still cute as a button. I don't care about that. So, I'm going through what I'm going through. Now I'm trying to find ways to diet. How do I live with this and have a good diet, a good mental health? I went to my doctor's for the first time, after being released from the hospital. And he just looked at me. He's so super dope, man. I love this guy. He's my family doctor as well. Super, super good dude. And he looks at me and he sees the tears filling in my eyes because it's the first time I've been in front of a doctor since I've been diagnosed, since I've been out of the hospital. And he says to me, how is your mental health? And the tears, that's all that man had to say. The tears just start coming out my face. And he takes his pen and his pad. I remember he takes it and he just sits it down. He said, look, we're not even going to go forward. He said, because I want to talk to you. He said, I don't want to do this. He said, I need to know what's happening with you first. And that meant so much because a lot of times we are not heard. A lot of times nobody is listening because it's our shit, right? It's something we're going through. They don't have to listen. But this man put aside his daily shit to hear me, to understand what I was going through at that moment. So he said, yeah, I want you to, talk to somebody. So, he referred me to get a little therapy if I needed it, because that is a big step. Being regular and then being diagnosed with some shit you don't even know how to navigate is really something different. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna do it. I ain't no chump. We gonna get through this, right? I ain't claiming this. This ain't my all be all, But God said, this is a pit stop I needed you to make because I need you to tell these people what happened to you. So I'm getting to it, right? If you still here, then you with me. And thank you for listening. Thank you for just, being here. Because, I don't have a big support system. So you guys are my family. So welcome. Thank you. Hit the like button. You can subscribe to the fam. All of these things are free. All of them are free. I'm not asking you to contribute any funding. Nothing. It doesn't cost you nothing just to chime in. So I go see the doctors, whatever. So, we're in there. It's absolutely awesome. We have a conversation. He gives me all the medicine I need. He's A1. This is the day that I met the Earth Angel. Listen to this, guys. I had to go see my lung doctor. I was terrified because the last time I was in my car, I thought I parked it and it was still in drive and the motherfucker was still going. The damn valet man was like, hey, 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 child. Did not realize I left that motherfucker in drive and it just kept going, girl. Boy, guys, family. It just kept driving. So it kind of scared me. But that's because, I was off a little bit. There's something new. I'm still trying to get back mentally myself. Like I'm kind of off. I'm either going, just do something to you. So I'm like, I put the car in park. So I stopped driving. So on this day that I had to go see my lung doctor, I had to take a taxi. I get the address out my phone. I show the taxi guy the address. Yeah, I know right where to take you. He takes me to a building. I go in. I show the people the address where I'm supposed to be at. I told you I'm new to the area. I'm not familiar with it. So I'm learning myself. I'm learning. I'm learning. The lady looks at the address. Oh, yeah, you're right where you need to be. I'll take you where you need to go. I get there. The lady say, this is not where you need to be at. She looks at me and she points to these two big old glass windows. And through these two glass windows, you can see another building. It's a big brick building, but it's several buildings there. But she's pointing at this big brick. She's like, oh, it's right there. You can just, you're supposed to be at that building. In my head of all heads, right? Because I'm used to being on my own. I'm used to doing things my way. I'm used to walking. I'm used to jogging. I'm used to just doing my own thing. I'm used to driving. I'm used to just being self-sufficient. I'm like, hey, I could take that walk. That's right across the street. That walk across the street like to kill me. Do you hear me? So I check my little machine because, I got the portable one. I check my little machine. I'm like, yeah, we going to walk this. It's nice out. It's a nice little breeze. I can get a little oxygen. I'm good. I'm Gucci. We gonna walk this. I get to walking, y'all. There is no entry in sight. There is no part of the building that say, welcome, or this is the entry, or nothing. So I'm still walking, and I'm still walking. And I've been walking for about 10 minutes at this point, guys. Ribs is hurting. I'm getting this because I get Charlie horses because of the medicine in my stomach, right? I'm getting this bad-ass Charlie horse. At this point, I have tears coming down my face, right? I hope this reaches who it needs to reach. It's whoever sees this is you need to see it. I'm hurting. I have tears coming down my face, guys. I have never felt more weak in my life, more needy, more codependent in my life. I swear to you, because I've always stand 10 toes down by myself. As a foster care kid, like, everything you do by yourself, everything is a you thing. You feel me? Like, and if you're a foster care kid, you know what I'm talking about. So I don't look for people for help. I look at myself for it, right? I get around the corner and there's still no entry. Still no entry, y'all. I'm heated. At this point, right, and this is me being authentic. I feel helpless. I feel vulnerable. At my most vulnerable. I feel hopeless. I think my pride was even hurt because I'm like, damn, I can't walk from there to there and without. I was more hurt pride-wise. It's probably why I started crying. Everything else I could probably deal with because I've been by myself my entire life. But pride-wise, oh, that shit took a toll on a bitch, right? Excuse my French. It took a toll on me. So boom, I hit the corner, and it's a blue mailbox. Blue is my favorite color. I don't know why this mailbox stood out to me, but God said, just go ahead and get a break. Get a break, Buki. So I go and walk over to this mailbox, and I lean on it. But tears are just falling down my face, right? And where I am is a busy street. It's like the hospital. It's like doctor's offices. It's like, so I'm like the middle of downtown where I am, right? And several people walked past me. They looked at me and kept walking. You can literally see the distress on my face. Not saying that these people had to help me, but just being polite would have worked. Just a mere, hey, do you need a little help? Would have worked for me, man. But not one of those people asked me, was I okay? Sad what our world has come to. Not one of those people stopped. Like literally walked, seen me in distress, couldn't breathe with this daggone machine on, and they walked by me, child. It's okay, but I was okay, and I was still in my head, and I was still praying, right? And guess what happened? I'm leaning on this mailbox. I ain't gonna tell you the color of them folks that walk by me. I'm gonna just allow you to assume they were different races. And so I'm gonna allow you to assume. I'm not gonna chime in. But I wanna emphasize, right? This older white guy, this older black guy walked by me and he paused and he walked backwards. And he said, are you okay? And I said, I'm trying to get to the lung. And I'm trying to get it out because I'm winded at this point. I'm literally winded. My eyes, I'm like steady crying. And he said, and this man was, I swear, he had to been no more than 90 pounds. Y'all see, I'm a heavyweight. Y'all, I'm terrified. I'm a heavyweight. This man said, I need you to put your weight on me. He said, go with me, y'all. Y'all not hearing me. This is why I know, right? I'm covered by the blood. You hear me? See, y'all think and she's mean and no, I just don't play games with people and I'm straightforward. And y'all so used to people babying y'all that y'all don't acknowledge a person when they're just being authentic, right? God said, I'm sending you help. He said, I know you need me, so I'm going to send you this. Here, I'm going to send you this hook, right? The man said to me, he looked me in my face and he said, lean on me. But he could see that I'm still resisting leaning on him. I'm like holding his arm. And he says to me, God must have knew you needed me. This man was beautiful, right? In spirit. He said, God must have knew you needed me because he sent me to the same spot you have to go to. I said, did he now? He said, yes, he did. He said, I need you to take hold of my arm and we gonna walk together. I said, you know what? You right. He said, clear your eyes. He said, don't move yet. He said, wipe your tears. I'm here. I got you, okay? He said, lean on me. So I'm leaning on this old man. This man about 80. He could have even, I might be fishing. He might have been in his 70s, early 70s, but he looked good. Looked good for his age. Real healthy, right? But skinny. He was just so tiny. And he never gave me his name. Never gave me his name. He never tried to talk vulgar to me. He never tried to flirt with me. It wasn't no hidden agenda with this man. But he could tell that I wasn't trying to lean on him. He said, I told you to lean on me. You ain't gonna hurt me. He said, I need you to put most of your weight on me so I can help you around to this doctor's. He said, we're going to figure out where this entry is together. I said, all right. And I wiped my tears and I walked, right? He said, don't race. He said, I want you to take it one step at a time. And we walked, right? And he was telling me about his life and where he had retired from. And he started bringing up old school songs I knew nothing about because I'm an 80s baby. But I listened. But the fact that he was talking to me, right, I didn't realize that I was walking. I wasn't in pain. I was just walking, right? And we get halfway, not even halfway, like right by the doorway, right? Almost by the doorway. And I'm like, you know how far more we got to go? Because at this point now, my ribs are hurting. Because this machine, it's not the same machine as when I got home. This machine comes out like, tsh, tsh, tsh. So it's not giving the same energy it would at home. Like the one I have at home is just a constant flow. So my ribs are starting to hurt at this point. He said, I want you to lean on this sign. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to get you a wheelchair. And we're going to wheel you back in. I said, okay, that's fine. He goes and he gets me the wheelchair. He brings the chair out to me. He rolls me back in there. The lady at the front desk takes me. He says she needs to go upstairs to the lung doctor. She said, all right, sir, I got her from here. I'm going to tell you something. When I turned around, this man was nowhere to be found. That man never gave me his name. He never wanted nothing from me. He never said, yo, yeah, I'm doing this because nothing. I turned around to see where that man was just to thank him, and he was going. You hear me? So the testimony in itself is you definitely have angels walking around. And when I felt at my vulnerable, God wanted me to know you're never alone. He said, you're not alone on this journey. He said, I put you here for a reason. And I'm going to walk with you this whole journey. And he needed me to know that. He needed me to know that. Because at that time, I felt so lost, guys. I felt like I was by myself. And he needed me to know you are not by yourself. He said, anytime you think you about to drop that ball, I got somebody for you. And he sent that man. And that man did not tell me his name. Not at all. He just wanted me to know that God got you. He gonna make sure you get where you need to go. Even if he gotta send somebody in. He said, yeah, those people might have walked past you. He said, but you don't need them. He said, I sent somebody else for you. And I'm thinking, now that I think back on it, right? And these is not tears that are all sad, and these are just tears of absolute just being thankful and grateful that no matter what I go through, that God gonna see me through it. He never dropped the ball on me. Ever. No matter what people see me as, no matter how people deem me, no matter, whatever. God ain't gonna drop me off nowhere. He never does. And this coming off my face, I'm getting stronger by the day. You know what I mean? So don't let your situation or a situation where it throw you off your pivot. You're not your normal self. You can always make it back. I don't claim this. I'm not claiming this. I'm going to get healthy again. I'm already getting healthy again. You know why? Because that was just a confirmation that God got me. And he with me on this travel. That I don't have to drop the ball. Right? So I get up there to the doctor's office. Could y'all believe it's still the wrong damn building? After all of that, right? He got me to a building. It's still the wrong building. The nurse that was on, young black nurse, she was so sad at the idea that I had came that long, right? That far. Did what I had to do to get there. And do you not know that this lung doctor says, because I told her, I said, my ribs are hurting. I need to, be able to see this lady today. She called over there to the doctor's office and told them, hey, they gave it, the cab dropped off at the wrong spot. She's here. Is there a way that somebody can come and get her, or how can we do this? That lady told me to go to the hospital. I'm talking about this nurse going back, head up with this lady on the phone. What do you mean? You know what this lady just went through to get here? Do you know what I went through just to make it there? For you to tell me, well, if she in pain, tell her to go to the hospital. And they would not see me because I was at the wrong office. That lung doctor, I haven't went to her yet. I just had to reschedule. I went home that day, right? Still didn't see no lung doctor. Because I didn't like that lady attitude. My thing is, if you're a doctor or a nurse, a surgeon, or anything of that caliber, right? You never know what your patients are going through to have to get to you. I think if that lady would have knew my story or what I had to do to get to her, she would have let me in that office. She would have still seen me, right? But because she didn't know, she didn't care because she had other people that she had to see. And I get it. But that in itself hurt my pride. It's like, yo, I was not trying to give up getting to this doctor because I knew I had to get here. But to get here, for you to say you won't see me after all I've been through? Are you crazy? I went home. I was just drained. I literally was drained physically and emotionally. I just wanted to go home. I said, listen, I don't even care to see a lung doctor today. Just let me go home. I know where that address at. Oh, thank you. I said, I know where that address at, and I know it'll be safe in there, and I know ain't nobody gonna judge me. So I want to go home. I was just so I was so over it. I just wanted to go home. So I got in the cab and I just brought myself home. But the moral of the story is that even no matter what you're going through in life, right? You could get through it. No matter the circumstances, always know that there's somebody around you that is willing to help you. And if you don't have anybody to call on, God, don't forget source, baby. Because I tap into source often. See, my thing is, right, because I don't ever want y'all to misunderstand who I am, but my thing is, I grew up Christian. I study Islam. I also deal with a few other things, just to get a clear understanding, because nothing is ever clear, right? And I didn't want to be praising the wrong God. I don't want to praise the wrong God. So I just been okay with it is a higher power, and we gonna go with that. I don't want to be. I just can't follow behind people that don't even know what's happening. They don't know what's going on. They just going off whatever. I know that there's a higher power, and I go with that. And that's just that. And I've been cool. I've been cool going with that now. You know? So don't judge me. You believe in what you believe in, and I believe in what I believe in. I just believe there is a higher power. I believe God does exist, and that's all that matters. Okay? But your story is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your story. This is not the end of my story. This is the beginning of my story. This is the last hill I had to get over. Thank you for the like. This is just a test of my faith. It is. It's a test of my faith, man. I could never drop the ball because God got me. He got me. He always has me. Regardless. Right, wrong, and different. He has me. So that is my story. The day I met an Earth Angel. They are around. They are around. I'm around. Y'all want to tap in? I have other videos. Thank you for the like. That are on my page. Tap into them. I may be over there sharing some things. Now my mouth, I'm gonna keep it a band, right? My mouth crazy on them other videos. That's when I wasn't as healed, right? I wasn't as in tune, but I'm flawed, and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay not being for everybody, but the people that I am for, y'all go tap in, and welcome to my channel, guys. Welcome. I am Lady Ra. Ra stands for war. I'm with it whenever. I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready. And we going to tussle in these comments, then we going to tussle. But we going to still be family at the end of the day. I love y'all. Thank you for listening. Enjoy. Bye.